Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Hello. Welcome to Millennial Movie Talk, episode 249. And we are, of course, no, 259. Sorry, that is. Nope. What episode? 239.
No.
No?
There's no 9.
Why did I think there was a 9?
243.
243. Episode 243 of Millennial Movie Talk, the movie and mainly wrestling podcast.
No.
No.
As you may have just heard from our intro. My name's Christian. I'm here with my beautiful friends, Alex,
Hello.
Michael,
Hello.
Braden.
I'm full on living like it's 2004 again. I'm loving life.
That he is. And I wanted to ask you guys, if you could have a sequel for any movie that has existed, what's your perfect sequel?
Can I override an existing sequel?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, I'll take that.
100%.
I'll take that.
Can it be my sequel for Incredibles 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Throwback.
let's go.
That is
To
actually,
the
yes.
first ever episode of this show, Alex's Incredibles 2. Oh. Man, now I want that to be my pick. It was so good.
You can't.
Refresh me. What was your sequel for Incredibles 2?
Yep.
You'll have to
It
go
was-
back
it
to the
was
first
a-
episode of this show.
I
It
assume
was
the
all about-
Underminer was more involved.
It was all
wasn't
about wasn't it all about Violet?
It was Violet going evil.
Yeah.
And Dash. It was them as older. They were old. It was
they were,
mainly
like,
about
midlife.
Dash. It was mainly about Dash going and stopping Violet, who was the villain, and having
And-
to recruit the family to get together.
Jack and
Yeah,
everything.
Jack and Dash. It
Yep.
was so much better than what they did.
Man. Oh, it could have been so
That's
good.
a good one.
Man. Oh, I was just thinking about Alex's pitch now. Now I have to actually think of something. Damn it.
Well, I've got
Um,
more.
It's a tough one because you have to think of a popular movie that wasn't already given a
hasn't
sequel.
already got
That wasn't possibly ruined.
That's tough.
A sequel to a film that I would
Alright.
like to see.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
But
I
like,
would like a sequel to that.
cool,
I'm
the
going to
Amazing
throw
Spider-Man
in
3.
one that just came out of my head. I want to see The Truman Show 2.
Oh,
Right.
good
Ooh.
one.
Okay, now
'Cause-
which direction are you going here?
All right, here, just listen in. All right, so Truman escapes the show.
Wildly
Alright.
depressed.
Right. So one part of the film is we have Jim Carrey experiencing the real world as Truman, who doesn't know the real world, which will be some hilarity.
Yep.
Not getting
Hilarity
social cues
ensues, we
and
love it.
such. Yep.
He learns how horrible the real world is.
Exactly. Like maybe like just gives like all his money to like a stranger and then turns around and they're gone and he's like, what? Because
Yeah.
he's used to him being the center of attention. And then him and the love interest have to fight the corporation because as soon as Truman leaves, they get a new Truman going.
Truman 2.
Ooh.
They
So,
immediately like
so-
buy a new orphan and start it all over again.
so you're adding a courtroom drama to the Truman Show.
Yeah. So while him and his
people-
love are
Courtroom scenes
experiencing
are
the
in
real
black and
world,
white.
The people
Yep.
v Truman.
they're fighting to stop the new Truman.
Oh, I love it.
Oh wait,
And it can be called
There
the
you
Truman Show.
I
Yes.
hate you.
because there's two
Yes.
Trumans.
There's 2 of them.
Now, what
I
would I
hate it.
like to see?
No,
a
actually, I do
sequel
really
to?
like that. Actually, that's you've taken what would be the more interesting version of that, whereas Hollywood would just go, "Let's make the Truman Show again,"
What would
and
I
it
like?
stars
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Oh my god, that's exactly who they would star in that.
Yep.
let's
Unfortunately.
stop putting normal actors in voice actor roles. How about
Oh,
that?
hallelujah. Praise this man.
Unless
We're
it's
gonna-
Chris
it-
Pratt.
preaching the truth.
Unless
If
it's
we're
Chris
gonna
Pratt.
make Garfield, why don't you get a voice actor to put on a new voice, an original Garfield voice,
Mhm.
instead of just having every cartoon character be Chris Pratt?
We love
That'd be
Chris
so
Pratt.
good.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Chris Pratt.
Friend of the show. Yeah, remember those great chats we had about church. No, I would. Oh, I'm just scrolling through what I've seen recently to be like, okay, what here would I actually want a sequel to?
You got to think of a great movie that ended when there was more story to happen.
Mm.
The Truman
Okay.
Show.
That's why the Truman Show just came to me.
Hmm.
So I often think about the Truman Show.
As of one
It is a
that's
fantastic film.
because it's on my mind for a different reason, but I'd love to see more from the gentleman, but of that cast from them.
Oh yeah.
Is it the crime movie, The Gentleman?
The weed selling.
They
Matthew McConaughey trying to sell his weed business.
they are doing a TV show, aren't they?
Oh, I know. I've watched it.
Oh,
It has nothing to do with the movie.
okay.
It does have something. I've watched the first 2 episodes. It's about. It's the same.
It's the same sort of thing.
It literally it's what they should do, which I actually like what they've done. Whereas I'm not sure if Braden, Chris, have you seen The Gentleman?
I've seen the movie. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you know how McConaughey's got? He says he's got this, like, the way he keeps his farms private is that he builds them underneath the estates of people who, like, the rich that need help, like, the ones that
Yeah.
inherit their
Rich English people.
yeah,
Right,
rich
yep,
English
yep.
that inherit their fortune from, like, deaths of family members, and they can't pay property taxes or whatever.
Yeah. They
So-
inherit these massive estates.
The show's
Yeah.
about one of those guys that finds out that he's got the farm under his
Mm.
thing.
Okay.
Right.
That's still very
The show is
related to the movie.
Yeah.
That is
And that's
true.
at least like a unique take on it as
It-
well.
It is good. It
Yeah.
is good. I will talk about the TV show after.
Yeah,
we
Michael
have
hates the
finished
show.
it.
He was telling me the other day.
Oi,
Says
oi,
it's his
oi,
least
oi.
favorite show I've ever watched. Actually, that's a lie. At least he finished his show, unlike another one, Breaking Bad. Everyone.
Yeah,
still hasn't finished
Breaking
it.
Bad.
Michael is still the guy that gave
I'd love
up.
to see a sequel to Breaking Bad, or perhaps a prequel.
Called
Perhaps it could
Yeah,
follow
that could be pretty good.
another
that
character.
perhaps
in
it
that
can
universe.
follow that lawyer man, and we'll call it. I think you should call the lawyer man.
Okay, yeah, I think you should call the lawyer man. I love
good
that
one.
title. That's so good. Oh my god. Okay, I think I have an answer.
Do you have one? Because I
Yeah.
don't. I'm still thinking.
I've been scrolling through what I've watched in the last year.
I think you should call the lawyer
And-
man's where I picked. To be honest.
I have one. I have one more recent one, which I think it deserves a sequel. I don't think it will get one, but I think it deserves a sequel because it was really fun. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Okay.
I did think
Okay.
I did think of that when I scrolled past it. That would be
Yeah.
a fun one.
I think that, I mean, obviously the world of Dungeons and Dragons has a lot of potential. Like, there's so much stuff they can do there. But, like, I was really shocked that that film was as good as it was. And I think, honestly, it deserves it.
Oh, I've got another all right one.
I've got the one I want. I've got the.
And I
correct-
have
I'm-
one
I'm-
fun one.
I've got the
And-
correct answer.
Okay.
I would make an actual sequel to Kick-Ass, not whatever it was that we got.
They
An
followed
actual
the comic
sequel.
books. They fucked up, but they followed the
'Cause-
comic book storyline. That's
yeah.
fucking bad, but they didn't.
Did they?
They actually, so you'd be shocked how much they followed it, Chris, but they just executed it super poorly.
Yeah. Very
Um,
poorly.
was what happens when the great director of the first one goes, I don't think we need to do this.
Mm.
I don't think we need to have this rape scene in here. I would do the nice guys too. I would.
Oh, okay. And how do we our characters? How are we following them? What are we
The
doing?
boys are on another case.
Back at it again.
Any idea? Like same kind of vibe? rich hedge fund guy or anything? Any ideas?
No, this one's a hard-hitting terrorist organization.
That would be hilarious.
If the stakes are actually really fucking high, that would actually be really funny.
I think it would actually.
Damn.
No, my fun one, Face Off, you cowards. Why haven't you
Face
done
Off.
Face Off 2 after all these years?
They would probably remake it, and it would be Chris Pratt.
No, it would be.
It'd be
They
two
would.
Chris Pratts. and
Whose
that's
face
not-
would
that wouldn't
Chris
work.
Pratt would be the?
Dude, all 3 Chris's from the MCU. And it's Face Off 2. Now there's 3 faces.
They'd swap
many faces.
Chris Pratt. He would be the bad one. So he'd be Nicolas Cage, but then
Yep.
he'd end up playing the good role.
Yeah.
And then the other person, who would that be?
Good actor, man.
I feel like it has to be another Chris. I feel like it's funnier if we cast another Chris as the opposition in Face Off 2.
And you're going with the Hemsworth.
Hemsworth would be funny.
I don't know who I'll go with.
Actually, I can see, because Hemsworth would be the good guy, but I can see when the evil guy's got his face and he's like
He gets to be all bad guy.
like being all bad guy, and he's like checking out his own daughter and stuff. It would be creepy.
Yeah.
He could do that. He
Oh.
could do the smile and the like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could. I mean, Chris Evans obviously could because he's played excellent bad guys before. But yeah, fun.
Not bad. Not bad.
I like.
There we go.
Well,
Well
that's
done.
that one.
Question answered. I like it. Okay. The 2 big items on the agenda this week are Invincible and Wrestlemania. We will be talking about wrestling at the end of the show. Don't worry if you're just here for movie and TV show talk like Chris. But in regards to all of that, what have we been watching this past week?
Invincible.
Because I'm happy to start it off. Well, I mean, obviously
Invincible.
Invincible. We're about to talk about Invincible. It's the only thing I've watched other than wrestling this past week because I have been playing tons of Baldur's Gate 3 finally.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
a
Yes.
fucking good game.
Yes.
There it is.
It's a good game. That's a real good game.
It is, isn't it?
Oh man, I'm like nowhere near anywhere through it having made a dent whatsoever. I haven't even made it to the Goblin camp. I've only explored like the Druid camp and around there. Like
The Grove.
I am not far in this game at
Oh, the
all.
Grove.
But man, I'm loving it. It's so good.
Well-
I'm already thinking about how I want to play through a second playthrough. Like, man,
The most important
It's
question
fun.
is, how did you solve the little child snake druid situation?
oh
Dilemma.
well. In a very interesting turn of events, as someone who did not know anything about Baldur's Gate 3 or anything of like where the story goes or anything, my character is a tiefling druid.
Oh, that
So-
helps. Yeah.
So that's pretty. They're quite opposed in that
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah.
So it results in some really interesting dialogue choices, which is really fun. But yeah, I've been loving it, and I'm
I let
already
that-
like, man, like
I let
There's
that
so much
child
different stuff
fucking
here.
die.
So
I-
you let the child die?
does the snake just like fucking go for a neck or something? Or
Have you not done it?
Well,
oh no, the child lived in mine.
Oh, you saved the
I
child.
murdered that
Okay.
child.
I'm fairly sure I
Yeah,
saved
no.
the child as well.
you can very much just be like, yeah, I didn't care about this fucking kid. Like,
Yeah.
let your
Oh,
snake.
oh, my next
go.
playthrough,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, the child. I didn't care about that kid.
So the tiefling side, you went with race over your faction.
Yes. Actually, for a lot of it, because 100%, I walked in there and they're like, we're fucking refugees trying to survive here, and these guys are trying to kick us out, and I was like, I like full on race, my guy. That's rough.
Yeah, you're playing both
Um,
sides, so you always come
Yeah,
out on top.
I'm really like weaseling boy. It's really, man, I get why everyone's talking about it so much. It's a fucking good game. Anyway, we're not particularly a gaming podcast, and this is going to be a long episode without me
Oh,
rambling about.
we
Baldur's
are
Gate
we
3,
are
right?
sometimes.
We are sometimes. That's very
Majority
true.
of the time.
Well, I don't know
all
what
I've
you've been up
watched is
to, but
Invincible, so I want to know what everyone else has been watching.
yeah, I don't know what you've been up to, but I've been watching Shameless.
Oh,
which
Very
is
nice.
excellent show.
We got double shame.
There
double
has
There you go.
shameless.
there's
over
been
here.
a lot of hype and a lot of different people I know, Alex being one of them,
That's me.
and it lives up to it. Yeah,
What season
what a
you
show!
on?
Like, I'm on season 2. I might have just finished it, but when you're just binging it, you're not really keeping track of what episodes I'm actually up to.
What's the last thing that? Because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there's something I want to talk about. But it's like at the end of season 2.
Maybe I've seen it. So Monica's back for like the second time, and they just stole the squirrel fund. I think it's season 3.
Yeah. Has that concluded with her yet, or has anything big happened with her? Like big?
She's having a little bipolar episode now in bed.
Okay.
Not sure. I could just check what episode it is.
Yeah,
Here
that'd
we
be
go.
great.
Let's just see.
That
That
would
would have
be-
helped a while ago.
That would
I
be
finished season
fantastic.
2. But
I will say, I mentioned that you're watching Shameless, Alex, and my
No,
dad
no,
was like, yeah, I
okay.
binged through all of that. It was great.
I'm on episode 11, season 2.
So shut up.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, what a show. Frank Gallagher, my favorite character. He's the biggest I want to say anti-hero.
He's
Like,
worse than all of the
he's-
Sunny people
yeah.
combined.
he's the worst human being ever. I don't know how you can have like one of the main characters be the deadbeat, like complete absentee father who actively steals from his children and like brings them down, and like the children kick him out the house and he's the dad. Like, I don't know how he's likable, but somehow he is, because it's just him. That's him. But he's good. Are you guys aware of the show at all, Braden and Michael?
I've
Bits and
not
pieces.
checked it out myself, but I have only heard that it is brilliant.
Yeah,
and that it is very good and is a long show.
It's essentially a bunch of kids who are all excellently written and well performed as well, like trying to run the household and deal with their father who's basically worse than the worst kid. And they do it all to stay together, because otherwise I guess they would all be split up into like foster care.
Mm.
But they stay a family.
Off that description, for some reason, I'm imagining Cheaper by the Dozen, but Steve Martin is a real shithead.
But that's not
that's probably too many
awful.
kids.
I'd say they all like to have kind of separate adventures, but
Yeah.
they also come together. But there's lots of separate adventures going on.
Who's your favorite kid?
Fun.
Probably Lip.
Lip. Is it just because it's Bear Man?
Yeah, I like the actor and I like the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of who actually makes me laugh, it's Frank. So
It is Frank.
like Frank, I crack up actually, like audibly laughing aloud. Like the fucking shit he does.
Yep. He's fucked. He's fucked.
Yeah, he's fucked.
I'm a big fan of Kev and V. The next door neighbors.
Yep.
Big fan of them. Big fan of Ian. Carl, when he grows up a bit. In some of the, I'm on season 5, I think. So when Carl grows up, he's pretty great. Yeah.
I'm pretty excited because I know it's a long show and I know like they grow up, because I've seen a lot of clips of like
That show goes through COVID.
them later on.
It goes through the pandemic.
That'll be interesting.
That's
But
what
yeah,
I'm
I
doing.
can't wait, because you can see the younger kids already, end of season 2, starting to become bigger characters, because they're not just like actual children.
Yeah.
And it's like already like, oh yeah, like she's kind of developing into a little human being, like Debbie, for example. And it's like, oh yeah, in a few seasons she's gonna be like a full-on character, like Lip or something is in season 1. Like she's gonna be a teen. So yeah, that'll be very cool. Very wholesome. See, I could see how you could grow up watching this show and it be like that.
The show went from 2011 to 2021.
Jeez.
Nice.
Good for them. And they did more than 10 seasons, did you say?
11.
Now I'm just
Damn.
realizing the show will end, and it's probably gonna be sad when it ends. I'm only a few seasons in. I can't imagine when I'm like 11, 12 seasons in.
It's all right, Chris. Think about the journey.
Yeah, it will be the journey.
It's
It'll
about
be
the
the
friends we made along the way.
It is. It always is.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. That's
Michael,
all I have to say about that.
Michael and I had a random, like, last minute decision because we were both free, and we just thought, let's go see Godzilla times Kong.
Hey,
Um,
how was it?
To preface this, I have zero context of any of these movies. So anything
Michael
to do
hasn't
with this
seen any of them.
franchise, I've seen none of it.
Did you
So I've
not come
into
with
this-
us to see?
nope.
Nah.
The former
You
MMT.
lucky bastard.
Yeah.
No, that movie rips. I watched the ending of that
Uh.
movie again, and it's cool as shit.
The ending.
So there was a lot going on.
I can't say the same for this one, by the way.
There was multiple moments where Choppy leant over to give me ever so slight tidbits about things. Like Hollow Earth appears and he's like, "That's in the center of the Earth."
Guys,
Just like leaning
guys,
over, giving me really
guys,
random bits of information.
Guys, you don't understand. So you guys remember Hollow Earth, right?
I do.
What if this?
Yeah.
What if I told you this movie introduced Hollow Earth under Hollow Earth?
Fucking.
Wait, there's
you are
another Hollow
joking.
Earth?
They're-
There's
like,
subterranean
There's
Hollow Earth.
subterranean Hollow Earth.
How is there another Hollow Earth?
So is that their explanation for why there wasn't the other Kongs and shit?
Yes, all the other apes are in the
Fucking
subterranean Hollow
hell.
Earth. Apparently,
Oh my god.
they were trapped there by another person.
That's so
Another ape.
bad.
It's very funny.
My
Highlights
God.
of this movie is Godzilla using not Godzilla. Kong using Kong as nunchucks to beat up other Kongs.
What?
He grabs his monkey, this little, the
Just
little monkey
swings
from
them
the
around.
trailers.
Yep, the
He
little
grabs it
ginger one.
and just uses it to beat the shit out of the other monkeys.
Baby Kong.
And the other
Okay.
one highlight is Godzilla. Is it Kong
Oh.
suplexing Godzilla?
Kong suplexes Godzilla and Godzilla spears Kong.
I have heard that, yeah, the most fun of the film is the wrestling match.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just a full-on wrestling match.
Not having seen these movies, there is literally no sense outside of Kong. There is no sense of scale. Like until the end, I don't know how big things are.
Yeah, that was my issue with it. And it's only really this one that they fucked it up in. Because in the other
Yeah.
ones, they feel big.
Yeah,
Because they're fighting.
in Godzilla versus Kong, they did feel big.
Because they're predominantly throughout those films, they're on upper Earth. Our Earth.
The Earth.
The Earth.
The surface. The crust.
The crust.
damn
They're on there.
Full
So
Earth
they seem
compared
big.
to Hollow Earth.
But in the movie, in this one, they spend most of the film in Hollow Earth. So
Right.
they don't seem big. They seem normal size because
Because
that's
the
what
world
they are.
is designed to fit their size.
Yeah, and it sucks. It's so boring.
Um,
So you're just
Other-
watching an ape and a lizard
Yeah,
fight.
and then at the end there's the scene where they fight next to the pyramids, and then they have a little anti-gravity fight in Hollow Earth, and then they
Yep.
have another fight
in Rio.
in the crust, Earth, upper
Yeah.
Earth, our Earth.
On the Earth, even.
On-
not
on the
in the
Earth.
Earth.
On the Earth.
They have a fight on the Earth, and
God damn it.
that's when they start throwing buildings at each other. So
Okay. Because that's the thing that everyone actually wants.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but you still get a lot of the human exposition traveling.
There's
Yeah.
no
Okay.
there's
I have
no
to ask.
point of the humans in this movie.
I have to ask. Do they give you a really dumb one-liner before they give Kong his arm?
No, not really. They play Kiss, and Dan Stevens.
They play Kiss?
Yeah,
That's
flies
somewhat.
a ship to go give him his new hand.
My God. Okay.
Yeah. The humans don't really do much in this movie. Their dialogue sucks, but then otherwise all you're gonna listen to is
Mm.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
They didn't do much in the other one either.
Yeah, I can't defend it.
No, I still remember my annoyance with the other one because they set up the whole thing, how they had those indestructible ships,
Oh my God.
and then it just was not what they were.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah,
these
oh,
things are
man.
ultra dense, and then they just forgot that they.
I don't
set that up.
I don't think I could watch I don't think I could go back and watch Godzilla vs Kong
Yes, you
or
can.
watch
Yes, you can.
this new
It's
one
so much fun.
because
Oh, I'm
Since
watching
then-
Godzilla versus Kong on the plane. That's already the plan.
Okay, that's a fun plane movie for you.
You gonna watch another movie on the plane?
Oh, Bullet Train as well.
Yeah, there we go.
I have 17 and a half hours to kill.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's a
how
long
many
flight.
times can you watch Bullet Train in that time?
Like 8.
Back to back Bullet Train. No, I've watched good Godzilla movies since seeing Godzilla vs Kong.
But you're already seeing good Godzilla movies, Godzilla vs Kong.
No, but now I've watched the original Godzilla and Shin Godzilla.
Godzilla
and I
at the
haven't
end
even
of that
watched
movie
Godzilla minus
fires
one yet.
his breath onto Kong's axe to charge it up so Kong can beat up Mechagodzilla.
Fucking hell. I know.
It's so fun.
Oh my god. That
know.
movie.
King Kong gets his shoulder popped out, so he
Oh,
puts his shoulder back in by hitting it in the side of a building.
fuck yeah.
That was in Godzilla vs Kong, so that's cool as shit.
I know, because it's one of those moments where you're like, that's a wrestling moment. That's like, it's ridiculous. Good damn.
Godzilla vs Kong, better.
It was okay.
No, Godzilla times Kong.
No.
The shit.
Godzilla times
Times
Kong,
Kong
to the
was
power
very
of
okay.
Because
to
my
the
thing
power of
is,
Hollow Earth.
my thing with the other one, Godzilla times Kong, we did get a fair amount of Kong and Godzilla in that movie. In the Godzilla versus
Yeah.
Kong, this name convention's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Godzilla
because
versus
the humans
Kong.
are just sort of with them.
Yes.
They're
So
ju-
in
they're
that
just
we
sort of
get.
following.
But I was
them.
never bored. You put that big monkey and that big lizard on screen in Godzilla versus Kong, and I'm entertained. Whatever they're doing, Godzilla times Kong, the sequel,
Yeah.
the new one. There's
They-
just
they-
scenes
they,
with
they fly now.
there's just scenes with King Kong in Hollow Earth with Little Kong. I'm bored as shit.
Literally, we get them walking.
They
for a
just walk
good
around.
Oh no.
They're just walking around. There's this one's got the subtitle "The New Empire." I don't know. I don't know why it's called that.
Your new empire.
It should, if they're discovering the old Earth underneath. It shouldn't it be called like the Old Empire?
Well, yeah. I don't know what the fucking. I don't know what they're doing,
knows?
man.
Why don't they just call it In Hell?
So, to
Godzilla
round
times
up,
Kong in Hell, and then they refer to the subterranean area as Hell.
They really
Look,
brought up. They really tried at the end to make it fun, and I was enjoying it at the end because they were doing the wrestling matches and the fighting,
Yeah.
and it was big monkeys.
Oh, I'll watch that on YouTube, 100%.
Big
the last
monkeys and big
20
lizards.
minutes or so, yes. The rest of it,
Canonically now, Godzilla likes to take his nap. He likes to take naps in the center of the Colosseum, so he curls up into a little Godzilla ball and sleeps in the Colosseum like a cat or a dog in a bed.
You mean the real
That's
last
cute.
Colosseum in
Yeah.
Rome?
yeah,
Yep.
he does it what, like twice in the movie?
So he's
Okay.
hanging out.
And the
so,
tourism boards allowed that.
so he,
Oh no, they're not happy.
At one point in the film, he fights something near Rome, and then he's just like, "I need a nap." So he goes and takes a nap in the
He
middle.
looks at the
of-
Colosseum and goes, "That looks like a bed."
Yeah, and then then it's the end of the movie, and he finishes fighting. They save the day. Woo, go everyone! And then he just goes back and sleeps in the Colosseum.
Okay, that's fun. How does the sense of scale work there? Because like
He fits in the entire thing.
He
he
fits,
fits in the
He
Colosseum.
like a little dog would sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
He, like
Okay.
full curls up, and I think his tail hangs off. But like,
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, because then they spend so much time in the bottom earth, the sense of scale is just all whack.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Odd.
Godzilla v Kong. No, Godzilla times Kong.
times Kong.
New
Sounds
empire.
The new empire
Your new empire.
is really
Oh, new
something.
empire.
There is definitely Chris watch on YouTube. Big monkey using little monkey as a weapon.
I'm excited for that. That's
Yeah.
some shameless level parenting.
So
It is a bit of fun.
yeah. Other than that, I saw another new movie called unrelated but called Monkey Man.
Oh, okay. Yes.
This is the Mr. Patel.
Yeah, he directed and wrote it. It's his directorial debut. It's a movie about him. He plays a character who has no name, and he's out for revenge against the corrupt police force.
yeah.
In India, and he's infiltrating their nightclubs, finding where they are, taking them down, having action sequences. This movie's pretty good. I gave it 3 out of 5. I gave Godzilla times Kong 2.
Nice.
I gave this
Same.
a 3. This kind of gets, it's trying to do too many things and gets lost in its own way. And this one should have just stuck more to being a fun action film, because the action's really well filmed, but some of it's few and far between, and it kind of gets lost in what they're trying to do bigger things, but they don't stick the landing and they kind of get lost in it.
Right.
Yeah,
The only review I had seen before you just talking about it now was a one-line review from someone saying Dev Patel will direct a good movie. This isn't exactly it.
I'd say the movie was good. It was a good
Good.
movie, and it was a good first-time directorial debut. The action scenes were really impressive.
I
Like,
mean,
they
the
were
trailer looked really good.
Yeah, they were really, really good. It just kind of doesn't know what it wants to be.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
It's tough out there.
it is.
Bless.
But go. Man.
All right. Do we have anything else before we get to our big
I'll quickly touch on the Gentleman Show. Me and Gemma have watched the whole thing. Quite enjoyable. If you are looking for any character connection to the movie, you don't get it. It's completely separate, except for like the idea of the weed production and stuff. The characters are fun. Theo James does a good job. I quite enjoyed his character. I won't spoil too much in case anyone chop you if you're going to continue or anything. But
yeah, I've only seen the first step.
Yeah, no, quite enjoyable.
Where's this at? Where's this streaming on?
Netflix.
On the old flicks.
It's a Netflix stream.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, we can get into Invincible.
Okay. Let's get into it. Invincible season 2, episode 8, has brought season 2 to its finale.
It has.
But God, I don't want it to end because there's so much still happening, and
We have to wait so long.
Oh man, the ending of this one felt rough because it was just like there's so much going on.
It also doesn't help that you had a couple month, almost a 3-month break between part 1 and part 2, so you don't feel like you've just like if it
just
all
got into
came
the
out,
swing of it
yeah,
again.
if it all came out in one hit, you'd be like, okay, that was the season, that was a great season. All right, let's go to season 3. But
Let's
you
have
feel
a
like
breather.
you almost feel like you're entitled to more.
It just feels like it should keep going.
Yeah.
It's anyway. This one starts off, man. This fight is fun. This fight is fun. Other than how truly horrible Armstrong is being, because holy shit, he is just a loose unit.
Mm-hmm.
He is scary.
He is.
As much as he's scary, his little visions of Mark from the other universes.
Oh
yeah.
Oh my god.
That sequence where he was all in his head and the camera was going all fucking weird and everything. Oh yeah, that was great.
Him just popping in and doing the full like, the execution's going down the line, just like the kid.
Unsee
it's
that.
when he goes behind the kid and does that thing that happened.
He's like,
the neck going,
do it
just
quick.
kill him quickly. Oh,
No.
Yeah, that was something.
His cape and that. I love all the different outfits. That's great. Alex has gone to the reference material.
No, that's not in the comic books. We
Oh.
don't see any of that. That's all new.
We
That's
kind of got the Spider-Man crossover.
We got a lot of crossovers, a lot of references in this one.
We got Agent Spider, yes.
Agent Spider.
Spider-Verse reference, Batman.
We got the Batman reference was fun.
But in the comic books, it's actually, you can't see it. You might be able to see this. It's actually Spider-Man and Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Kind of a Walking Dead reference.
what did they call? What did he
Walking
call
Dead,
Doc Ock
yep.
in this?
Prof Ock.
Prof Octopus or something.
And with the octopus head, like
Yeah.
the tube,
Oh
like tubular like helmet. That was excellent.
I was keeping my eye out to see if there would be other Kirkman references because it's Kirkman writing.
I thought they might have done The Boys.
Oh,
both owned by-
and that being Amazon as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there was
Yeah,
kind of Fortnite.
I mean, the Batman one is legit.
I
Yeah,
didn't realize the Fortnite one. Yeah, they nailed that one.
the Batman
They
one.
absolutely nailed that. The dinosaurs
Yes.
talking was very fun. But yeah, in terms of Kirkman stuff, they also did Oblivion Song, which is another comic series that Kirkman did. So that's fun for someone who works in a comic book shop. I didn't get the Fortnite gun.
yeah, I didn't. I thought it was like
I was
Some
like, oh, what's that
thing,
referencing?
yeah.
And then when I looked it up afterwards, I was like, oh, it's fucking Fortnite. Of course it is. Damn
yeah,
it.
excellent.
I
No
respect it.
Fortnite in my Invincible.
I respect it, honestly. Like that's pretty fun. But yeah, the design was so drastically different from everything else that had appeared. I was just like, what the fuck is that?
There you
What
go.
we got here? Oh my
Oh,
god.
Nice.
Yeah.
that was a good sequence.
Yeah, he just beating, just covered in blood. Man, they nailed that.
Oh.
Far
Yeah,
out.
they did. Now,
Oof.
maybe you finish talking about everything you loved, and I'll start quizzing Alex to explain to me the bits that I didn't get.
Nah.
Cool. Debbie? Oh man. She doesn't deserve that.
I'm glad they did it.
Ah,
I
that was
thought-
brutal.
I thought for a
Oh.
second they weren't going to break her arm.
Oh,
Oh,
it was so sad.
It was the moment when she was like half conscious, just being like, Oliver.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
She just cares about the kid. Oh. Man, yeah, that was rough as guts.
So
But
here's context for the comic book. Sorry.
yeah.
This is how much they've changed things. So obviously, we've got also on here this panel here, the last of the previous, was
Yep.
that's them, the Guardians coming in the future to save him, right?
Future Guardians,
Yeah.
yep.
But then it cuts back to what was happening at the same time in the comic book, and that's the Maulers fighting the big Rex robot because they just finished putting Rudy's brain into Rex's body.
Because they've changed so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
jeez.
Right.
So that happens
Wow,
much later in the comics.
the pacing of everything is that's so interesting. Goddamn.
Yes, and Amber and Mark are still together when this happens in the comics.
Yeah. Which, oh man.
But anyway, Chris didn't
Man.
like this.
No, it's not like that. Completely understand it at first.
The time streams.
So let's start. So why? All right. So Angstrom. All right. Why did he choose the one good, Invincible to punish?
Because that's his mark.
So so he's actually from that's
yeah,
his universe.
it's this Armstrong and this Mark.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be.
Because this is the one universe where Angstrom's bad and Mark
Oh,
is
that
good.
was a great line.
That did
Oh,
make sense. Okay.
I loved that.
The other thing was, the time travel logic. So it's his. So I had to ask Alex. I was like, was that his Guardians that came to the dimension to save him,
They were.
or was that like a random group of Guardians
That was
are
his
saving
Guardians
Yeah.
that he left and hadn't been back in like 40 years or like I don't know,
Yeah.
20
Oh.
years.
That took
And-
me. It took me a
yeah.
moment. Like I 100% was just like, oh, cool. Another like multiverse of the Guardians team. And then as they were explaining it, I was like, oh, okay, no, now we've got time travel. Okay, here we go.
Now,
And
so
When he was flying through he was just flying really fast, and they were doing all the fun like colors and animations and stuff. I was thinking, holy shit, he's Supermaning it. And they were showing all the stuff from the past. I was like, holy shit, we're gonna get it full on Superman. He's gonna spin the world back around and travel through time, but not quite.
so what I understood was, so in their universe, which is his one, he's gone, but they're sending him back. So they're creating an alternate.
They're creating an not universe,
Right.
creating a timeline.
Then
Timeline.
alternate
Back to the
timeline. It's
future.
Back to the Future style. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went back. We made an alternate 1885 where Invincible didn't disappear.
Yeah.
Right. Now, why then is Rex like, no ruining the time stream? They're literally creating a whole different time stream.
Because I think they've
But
done
that
enough
doesn't
damage.
make sense.
I just feel like that it's just like the general rule. Don't fuck, don't give knowledge to
Alex,
people.
they're changing.
Yeah,
If they're worried
knowledge,
about
100%.
changing the time stream, why they're changing the entire time, that entire like reason they're even there.
I
they're
don't know
changing.
how the Invincible time travel works. I don't know if as soon as they send it back, their timeline gets wiped and they start fresh. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
do
it
they
works.
do they do
I
a
was
Back to the
almost
Future fade away?
I was almost expecting them to fade away, and then they didn't, and I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know
Sure.
how it works in the situation. It could.
Well, I guess they might have escaped the timeline because they're in this alternate dimension now. So, I mean, I don't fucking know.
I like to think it's
Science fiction, man.
involves dimensions, so they essentially are creating a new timeline, which that works, But then why are they mentioning?
I think it's just
Time
never
stream
good
worries.
to tell anyone stuff that they should find out on their own.
Especially
Yeah.
such a personal thing.
Well,
Oh my
yeah, and
gosh.
it's very almost selfish of Eve being like, no,
I would have thought.
she's not doing. She's telling him how she feels so he can make a decision, but she's
Yeah,
hoping she
which-
chooses him.
And then what does Invincible do but go and confuse his Eve even more because of the knowledge he got?
I
Which is
like
the
that
bit
though.
that
He's
annoyed
not
me.
Tell
ready.
you.
He's
No,
not
I don't have
ready.
anything to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Man.
fights with the idea of having
That
a say.
that was
annoyed me.
rough.
But that made so much sense to me because in the comics he just fucking goes and does shit and
Yeah.
does all that. But in here he's not ready. He's not. He's
Yo,
not.
bring it back as well.
That's
like,
true. But
This season of Invincible, especially this second half, like, man, when the Angstrom fight was over and I happened to bump the mouse and it was still like half of the episode to go, I was just like, oh, this is gonna get sad. It's gonna get real sad. real
I was
quick.
doing as well. I was like, oh, this is about to end. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, there's a whole another third.
And then it's just depressing and the feels. Man, they did such a good job of it though.
We like Mark.
They did.
Goddamn.
It was excellent overall. The
They did well.
brutality.
Oh,
That I thought you
Oh.
were stronger, which is cool
Yeah.
because in the comics it's definitely him saying to Angstrom, "I thought you were stronger," but in the show they've kind of done it almost in a way where Mark was saying to himself, "I thought you, Mark, were stronger," to
Yeah.
like not like other than
Oh,
just like letting go and
Oh,
murdering him.
I didn't pick that up.
the personal layering of that entire sequence was fantastic. And the
parallels to the
I
end.
plan on bringing it up again when we talk about wrestling in a bit, but the parallels they were doing where they were like almost matching stuff like movement for movement, like shot for shot with like Omni-Man was
Did we see
really,
the,
really
edit,
good.
the edit I posted to the...
yes, that was it.
Yeah, so the Omni-Man punching and Mark punching and then looking at their hands to realize what
Yeah.
they've done is like shot for shot.
That was great. And the logo's completely black and blue now, but he's not in the black and blue suit, so I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I don't
Where's
know
that
what-
at, Alex? How far away are we from that?
I don't know. We're kind of they're changing things.
Okay.
I'm trying to find because I swear I just found this. Yeah, here it is. Let me get this scene.
Oh, yes.
I think I missed
I think
my
I missed
wife.
my wife. God damn.
So,
Is that the
Bit hard.
end of the first compendium, Alex?
It
I
is
need to
not.
know this for work.
it is not.
Is there an extra little bit at the end?
There, it's stuff we've already seen.
Oh, okay.
Like Dave Sinclair working on his bots.
Okay. So basically, I can now say at work, what you've watched in Invincible is this entire first book.
Essentially, there is some stuff missing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. That helps me at my job. Greenlight Comics. Man, yeah, this show continues to be really, really good. And yeah, when it ended, and we obviously got our scene with Alan and
Nolan.
and I thought that was good, but it was also like it didn't feel like an end. It kind of just felt like it was like, okay, next week, tune back in for Invincible.
Yeah.
So
You
It
think
wasn't
Simmons
on.
is
It
as well?
wasn't the level we were left on with the end of season.
Season 1, we got the whole like montage of shit that Mark's probably gonna face this.
yeah, that's right. Man.
So I liked
Yeah.
I like this season. I'm very excited to see what they're doing next season. Hopefully it's not too far away. They were doing it back to back, so I'm hoping maybe this
That's
time
true.
next year we've got it. Or
We
maybe
can only
even
dream.
at the end of this year, maybe.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed.
crossed.
Fingers
But I hope
crossed.
we get the Exploit episode in between.
Yes.
Yeah,
that'll be
I hope they give another one like that. That'd be fun.
Oh, there's another thing to mention. Kate's back.
Oh yeah. Shit.
So
Yeah. What's up with that?
so
Assuming that is Kate,
it is because
how'd you get out of this one?
So do you know how
She said what she did.
she said, do you know how Duplicate's powers work? She can make a copy of herself.
So she's just got a copy that's been like in the basement watching Netflix.
Yes, she has a copy. The original Kate, Zero, is just fucking hanging
I
out.
loved that as well with the Zero. Like,
Yeah.
I was not ready for that. That was great.
Like she's off the grid. No one knows where she is.
Awesome.
So she can essentially never die.
Yeah.
Like
She was always living through a clone of herself.
Yes.
So smart.
Yes. I love this.
It's one of those things where if it wasn't like that, people would be like, "Why didn't she do this?"
Exactly. And you know what? It's funny because when season 1 came out and I finished reading a bunch of the book and I got up to that reveal, I was watching one of the YouTubers I like being like, I like Duplicate's powers, but why wouldn't she just do this so that she can always live? So I'm just sitting there going, she can, and she does.
She has. Yeah.
You have done exactly what is the reasonable thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved that. That was great.
So the only thing I don't love about it is that it means all of our guardians we thought died in that fight with the Lizard League are alive now.
Yeah,
that was my point with it. It's like we
whereas,
had our old
Ray
Game of Thrones
survived
moment.
as well.
Yeah,
we had our moment where we're like, oh my god, characters are actually dying. Like there's stakes to this, but then they're all alive.
So I'm not sure if they're trying to keep up with the joke that the Lizard League's a joke, that even when they give it their all, they still don't kill anyone. I don't know.
Which would be very funny.
Doesn't seem like that's what they're doing based on the execution.
I'm trying to think if has anyone else even died then? Like I'm trying to think back.
Other than the OG Guardians.
Yeah, like they were the big deaths.
Yeah,
like,
and now Angstrom.
Yeah, but like, is that kind of it?
Sterling K. Brown as Angstrom Levy absolutely murdered this episode. Same as Stephen Yeun as Mark at the end.
Yeah,
was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Sterling K. Brown was phenomenal.
He was awesome.
Oh man, he was just tortured.
When he was just like, you know those doctors that rebuilt my body? I had them improve it. And he's just like, do you think I'm just sending you dimension to dimension to leave you stranded and die? No, I want to kill you with my bare hands.
Yeah. Oh, and even before that, when he's just like no, like I'm not the bad guy, or like all that shit. Like, oh, he was cooked, and it was great. Goddamn. But yeah, I mean, that's Invincible. Put your waiting hat on, everyone, because we waiting.
Firmly on toy like a toiger.
That's
Toiger.
Well, Chris, prepare your butt, because my God, do I want to talk about wrestling?
Or Chris can leave. We're not gonna. If you want to leave, Chris, you don't have to stay.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to dip, like I respect that. Like,
that's right. I'll listen. You know, maybe I'll get a cup of coffee. Maybe I'll be here the whole time. You know, you'll never know. And
you'll never know.
It's okay.
We just get a Steam notification saying that Chris is playing something.
Hearts of Iron opens.
So, Millennial Movie Talk. What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling.
My God, I cannot. Okay, obviously we're skipping to the very, very end of both WrestleMania days.
I do want to
talk about a lot of it, but like,
let's just go through the card.
Yes, okay, let's go through the card.
Save dessert.
Firstly, shout out to Paul Heyman's incredible Hall of Fame speech. Is it Hall of Fame?
It is a Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
and it was very good.
I loved it. All his ECW shit was fantastic. I'm a Paul Levesque guy. for it.
Yeah, I mean, that was just king for all of the shit he was talking about Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
So, fuck you,
Yeah.
Vince.
man.
All right, let's do it. Night
All right.
one. So, as the commentators kept telling us, night one of WrestleMania was extremely cold.
Fucking freezing.
No, Choppy. So what was it? 50 felt like 47?
My biggest pet peeve is the stupid feels like number.
It is dumb as fuck, isn't it?
Because
Oh, it's so funny. It was pissing him off so much.
Oh,
I agree with this 100%.
so there is facts and science that backs up the number that they have. It's 50 outside, but it feels like 46. No, it doesn't. How do you know? It's 50 outside.
It's 50. What do you mean? How can the temperature be
Do
different?
they just send a guy out to go, Gaz, what's the weather like? What does it feel like out there?
Oh, I reckon it's 46.
Yeah.
It's the
Nah,
wind
mate, it's
and
50.
humidity. What are you talking about?
I hate the feels like number.
I
No,
also
no.
hate it. I also hate it.
If it's very humid and there's no air moving around, it feels how it is. But if it's very windy and it's not very humid, then it might feel
It'll
cooler
feel-
than
So
what it is.
just say it's 50 and humid or it's 50 and windy.
They often do, but some people can't compute those other numbers. They just want to hear the feels like. Some people rely on the
some
feels
people
like.
really can't take into account, hey, it looks a bit windy outside. Might be slightly cooler.
But
Yeah.
the feels like is
Don't-
always like
don't
2
you wrestling
degrees.
fans come out here.
It's never a negligible.
It's always
never
like
a big
2.
difference.
It's always like
Talking
2
shit.
degrees cooler. And I'm just like, who feels
which
the 2
especially
degrees?
in Fahrenheit is nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear. No one wants to hear about Fahrenheit. But look, the gentlemen down at the Bureau of Meteorology, they're doing their work. They've come up,
They're
they've
trying.
come up with a system, and you guys are out here just talking shit on them. And I think you should be
That's it.
ashamed of yourselves.
I think, hey, they've got it really tough because in the next couple of years, they're not going to be able to predict any further than 5 days ahead.
You try predicting the weather, buddy.
Hey,
It's going to
fucking
be
couldn't if I tried.
It's going to be 22 tomorrow.
Oh wow, you almost said 27.
Just reminded me of maybe the best part of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the guy goes to Sokka. Can your science tell when it rains? And he's just like, yes, of course it can.
That is exactly it. That's exactly how it feels.
All right.
Goddamn.
All right,
It was
let's go through the
cold.
card.
It was cold. The set was great. The big XL was just fantastic.
Let's go through the card.
Go through the card.
Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship. This was the opener of night one. We had a apparently very sick Becky Lynch fighting against
Yeah.
Rhea, who apparently also had a panic attack before the match.
Oh god.
We had Rhea come out with Motionless in White, where they had a microphone that kept cutting in and out. And then
Yeah.
we also had Becky come out to a book.
Yeah, it was great that they could get the book tour on the cards here today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The match itself was good.
Good match.
Yeah, they did a good
Good
job.
opener.
They did a really good match considering the fact that Becky was extremely ill.
Yeah, it was a solid opener.
Yeah, she had a flu
Um,
game and she did well.
Yeah, it did really feel like an ad. It really felt like it kind of felt like okay, Rhea's
after
got to
the
be
beginning.
there, and Rhea's got to fight someone. Becky's got a book coming out.
Nah,
Hey
they-
Becky, do you want to promote your book?
They've been doing Becky versus Rhea. They've been building this up all year. So
Yeah, true. They have been doing good build up, but then
they
think it was-
literally sent Becky to NXT so that she could be away for Rhea, so they could save this for Mania. So
that's fair.
yeah, this was
That-
always on the cards. It was always Becky v Rhea.
There's one which I felt had really long build up, but we'll get to that.
So it ended up being a great match. We had Rhea winning. We had that really cool
Yeah.
spot where they went out of the ring on each other's shoulders and stayed out and managed to.
Yeah.
That was cool. And yeah, Rhea ended up picking up the win, 2 Riptides. So really great. And yeah, good match. Next up, we had the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship, where both titles had to be retrieved for the match to end.
Yeah.
So this was their way of finally splitting these tag team titles.
Very, very fun way and very smart way to split these.
And I called this. I called it down.
Did you call it perfectly?
Perfectly.
They did.
A-Town Down Under winning
Oh my
winning the
God.
SmackDown, and Awesome Truth winning the Raw. So here we had A-Town Down Under, which is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and the New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I really liked that they still got Pretty Deadly involved to do introduce the teams.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, here's a group that you would have liked to see here, but that we couldn't fit.
That shows me that they want to keep Pretty Deadly around, and they got plans for Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, they're not just shunting them off to the back.
Because they should have been in this match. So should the Creed brothers. Anyway, this had some great spots with Johnny Gargano, DDTing, I think Pete Dunne out of the ring through a table.
Was that on the table? Oh my God, that one was amazing.
That was a great spot. And then you also had Ciampa, like pile driving Tyler
From the
Bate
ladder?
off the ladder. And then you had
That was a
obviously
big one.
SmackDown titles get retrieved first, and then they absolutely take out Theory and Waller. They throw Waller through a table.
Yeah.
Through a chair, sorry, on the outside of the ring.
God.
And then we
Man,
had
they are going to be insufferable champions.
they're going to be great. And then we had we had a ladder itself pretty much breaking in the ring, where they had to
Yes.
kind of call a spot to go get a new ladder because that was breaking.
Oh, the refs. Oh my God. They were like, you cannot go up there.
Yeah. But in the end, we had JD McDonough come out, interfere, and then they pushed him through 2 tables outside
That
the
was fun.
ring. And then we had Awesome Truth, R-Truth up on the top of the retrieving the Raw tag titles. So that was a great way to split them, and I'm happy with our new champions.
Bringing back the R-Truth misunderstanding the rules.
Yes.
It's like the crowd, like, obviously, how could you not? The crowd
R-Truth
just
wanting a
loved
tag
it.
and then pinning. Yeah, that was good.
The tag and the pin, it was beautiful.
Next up, we had Rey Mysterio and Andrade with the rest of the LWO. I'm not going to read all the names. Defeating Santos
There's so
Escobar
many people.
and Dirty Dominic Mysterio and the Escobar's team. I forget what they're called.
The reverse dark side LWO.
Yeah, this was a fun match. I thought Andrade looked sick in this match.
Oh my God, Andrade looks amazing.
Carmelo should have turned heel. Not Carmelo. Carlito should have turned heel.
Carlito, so underutilized.
Yeah, Carlito
You
should have.
got Carlito just standing there.
Yeah, he should have turned heel against Ray, and I didn't love how the Philadelphia Eagles got involved in this one. And I felt like
Hey, look, we got a Kelsey brother.
I feel like that Ray didn't need a win here. I feel like this win could have gone to Dom and Santos, but are you gonna have Andrade lose his first WrestleMania match back? Probably not. Yeah, I thought it was
Which
a
is
fun
like-
match.
I think it would have been more fun if we just still had Andrade being a heel.
So
If
Yeah.
he just teamed up with them from the start. Yeah. The whole because didn't Dragon Lee get actually injured? Is that why he wasn't there? Or?
I don't think he did. I think
It was a kayfabe injury.
yeah, because Carlito kept finding people injured. So I think
That was
Carlito's
the running
bad.
joke of the day. Was every time someone's injured, Khalida was just going to find him.
So
Okay.
next up, we had what I thought was the weakest match of the night, which was Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. The
Yes.
brother be brother match, which was just a super kick fest. It was 11 minutes of
Yeah.
super kicks.
It really made the super kick not feel special. Hey,
Oh well, that's WWE for the last 5 years. Everyone does the super kick. Seth does the super kick. It's not a finisher.
yeah,
So
which
that's-
is sad.
yeah,
Like I loved the super kick as a kid growing up, and like now, man, yeah, this one it almost kind of felt like like I understand that
Their interaction on night 2 felt better than this whole match.
yes, yeah, they're like 3 minutes.
Yeah, we'll talk
in
about
night
that.
2.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
this
just-
one, Jay won. I actually felt like Jimmy should have won, but I understand. I predicted
Yeah.
Jimmy to win this match because I would have liked to seen night 2, night 1 end and all of the villains are up, or the Bloodline are at a high, where they were winning their
Yeah.
matches. So I don't know. Oh well. Yeah. Next up, we've got the 6 women tag match with Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi defeating Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Oscar, and Kairi Sane. This is a good match. This
Get
one,
it, girls. Oh my god.
they all the women in this match got like their minute each to show offense and put on just a really fun 6-woman tag.
Yeah. Goddamn. I hope we get to see more of Jade, Bianca, and Naomi because they were so fun together.
Jade had a match on Raw today. She defeated Chelsea Green in a second.
Okay, so this is where I reveal I am so back in on wrestling. I'm 100% watching Raw after the show ends tonight.
Okay.
I'm so back in on wrestling 100%. I want to watch all of it. I'm so back in.
That will stop. It's just
Hey,
you
oh,
got
no,
the
it
Mania
inevitably
high,
will. There's
and
so much.
the Raw after Mania is always the high.
Yeah.
So next up, we had the Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Sami Zayn. We had Sami picking up the win by doing an awesome brainbuster onto the top turnbuckle, followed by a haluva kick. This match was just Gunther hitting Sami with every fucking finisher he had in the book, and Sami just kicking out. And then Gunther eventually lost because he just started fucking gloating to Sami's wife and gave Sami time to find the strength to go. I don't know what mode he was going when it was flip. He's glitching around in the ring.
So I actually I saw a thing about this and it explains everything of that. So when he was full on ragdolling and like getting all pumped back up and everything, that's an old thing he used to do as El Generico.
Yeah, because he used to do the brainbuster as El Generico.
Yeah. So that was all callback to him like being the original underdog back in the day.
As soon as I saw Kevin Owens, before he came out for his entrance, I changed from Gunther to Sami winning because
it was his wife and kid, and it was like, okay, yep. And you got Chad Gable, and you're like, all right, yep. And then the second they part the curtain, he's walking through and KO's there. Oh man, it hit.
Mm-hmm.
It hit so good.
Yeah, I thought this was a really great match, and Gunther's title reign as the longest Intercontinental Champion ends at day 666.
Very
Michael was
satisfying.
gone. Michael didn't like that. He heard 666.
Yeah, he's like the devil number.
Religious, so he does not condone what's happening.
What you
with
can't
the
see at
devil
Michael's
numbers.
bedside table there is his 6 Bibles,
That
and
is
on
his
top
6
is
Bibles.
the new Bible that he bought off Trump.
That is a photo of him and Jesus propped up on the bedside
that's
table.
it.
There.
Yeah, you can actually just zoom in a little bit there, and you can 100% enhance that yourself.
Yeah, Michael is a man of God. Those are the hills of Jerusalem. In the back on his painting there.
It was a very good technical match, though.
Yes, I don't know where Michael's gone. Michael,
That's fine.
Come back because
he might have got the poops.
Michael, we're talking about the main event of night 1, which was
true. We are up to the main event, aren't we?
This was the main event of night 1.
I'm going to quickly shout out a couple of other things that I want to shout out while Michael's off doing a wee or something.
He's back.
Michael Cole killing it.
Michael, you're back.
Michael Cole's a god.
What's up?
You're back.
We thought you might have had to poop or something.
No, I have to go.
Oh, he's got to go.
Oh, you're going.
Yes. I'll explain later.
Okay.
Or I'll message the chat. So
Okay.
just start shouting it out in here. But
Did you enjoy WrestleMania, Michael?
Yes. My quick thought, I saw one highlight of the Seth match on night 2, so I rebought binge just to watch the rest of WrestleMania.
There we go.
Good work.
Night 2.
Good work.
Absolutely fantastic. The last match had me literally like standing on my chair, like crouched on my chair watching the last few moments.
So good.
There you
Very
go.
enjoyable. I will chat to you later.
Okay.
You
Bye
take
bye,
it easy,
Michael.
Michael.
Ciao, bye.
Okay.
Okay, we're back.
All right. So,
Main event.
main
night
event
one.
of night one was the Bloodline. Rock and Roman Reigns for Paul Heyman defeating Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. This was a tag team champion. To determine sorry, it's not a tag team champion. It's a tag team match to determine the situation.
I mean, they both had belts.
They did. I hate.
I
Fucking-
hated it.
I hate Rock's custom People's Champion belt.
It's so lame.
He got that from the Hall of Fame, from the Muhammad Ali's wife gave it to him.
Oh
So-
man, but him coming out with it, it just
He
felt
shouldn't come out with
so-
it.
No, not at all. It felt so.
Do you know how many
shitty.
people it's going to confuse that just back into wrestling that the Rock's walking around with championship?
100%. People I was watching it with were like, "What belt's that? When did he win that?" And I was like, "No. That looks like it's just a custom belt that he's walked out with for no reason."
So dumb.
Yeah,
So this match was a 44-minute
Romp.
romp. It started off a bit slow, some would say, but it's okay. This is how these matches work.
Yeah.
With them,
Quick shout out to Rock's entrance. Because,
Rock had a cool entrance, keeping them warm.
Oh my god, all of it was nuts.
Yeah, so this basically this was a match. It started off
It was great.
with Seth and Rock going out the ring and going at each other, and Cody Roman going out the ring. I was really
Up on
glad.
stage.
Yeah, I was really glad because I thought that one of these main events, night 1 or 2, would be less wrestling because they wrestled both nights, but they weren't.
Yeah, I was really impressed at how much they were putting in.
So highlights from this match: Roman spearing the Rock, and Rock selling it like he got hit by a car.
The Rock having a full-on seizure was fantastic.
Yep. That
Another
was
classic old school style. The Rock oversells, and it was so fun.
Cody rock bottoming Rock through the announcement table,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
So
I'm trying to think.
The Rock again at that point looking like he had died.
A lot of it was them targeting Seth's knee, trying to take Seth out from the match, and then trying to take Cody out. Obviously, you had all the interactions between Rock and Mama Rhodes.
Yeah.
This was a great match. It was awesome. Correct result.
I loved the live split screen.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a great move because it was reaching a point where I was like, I feel like we're missing action. And
Yeah.
then the second I said that out loud, it immediately did that.
Yeah.
So that was good.
So, yeah, I mean, this was everything we wanted from this match. The Rock looked great, and the Rock was involved, like enough for it.
I was 100% expecting him to kind of sit to the side and, talk a lot of smack, get a lot of camera time, not actually do a lot, but like
Highlights.
he looked exactly like he did like 12 years ago. It's
Him telling the ref
crazy.
not to count. And he's like, you count, you're fired. He goes, I'm not fucking. And they missed that too. When he said, I'm not fucking around, they missed that censorship.
He was swearing a ton.
Yeah, that's what he does now. He comes in and just swears.
I love it. It's great.
Also, there was a moment where Roman was about to get pinned, and he pulls the ref out of the ring, and you just see him go, fuck that. He just goes,
Yeah.
he's just,
Oh,
yeah.
man. So many good moments in that. It was so fun to watch.
And the correct decision, you had the Cody about to hit Roman with the third crossroads. Rock whips him in the back with the Mama Rhodes belt. Roman takes out Cody, tags in Rock. Rock does all of his moves onto Cody. 1, 2, 3. Rock pins Cody, which I said, if you got to pin someone tonight, it's got to be Cody. You got to pin Cody tonight.
You called that again perfectly.
Because you can't pin.
They perfectly recaptured the WrestleMania shot from last year.
They did capture that shot. Beautiful.
Oh,
and
good.
yeah, they cooked with this main event. This main event was awesome.
Yeah, it was like if the opening with Rhea and Becky was like, okay, yeah, we're building up. Like this was like, oh, we are so powerfully back. Like they were firing on all cylinders.
So yeah, night one, awesome all around. Great matches. Jimmy VJ being probably the weakest, but still not awful. It was just okay.
it was fine.
Yeah,
It was a good SmackDown or Raw match.
Heading into night two, we had the opening match being Drew McIntyre and fighting against Seth freaking Rollins. Seth coming in bruised and battered from obviously the main event the night before. And I really thought they were going to do the Sheamus Daniel Bryan moment again, where Drew comes out with a Claymore in the first second and pins him straight away. I thought they were going to do it.
It looked like it. They had me believing 100% that was actually what was happening.
I actually would have been okay with that.
I mean, it was like, especially after the fucking parade that that Seth had just put on. He's wasted so much time and he's taken up so much room and he's been so loud and egotistical. And then for it to just bam right into it, it was the strongest opening like they could possibly have done.
Yeah.
And they did it so well. And I would have stood up and applauded if Drew had just won right then and there. And then they went on to put on a really good match.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
it was a bit of a finisher fest, but it was good. It was a good.
Yes. Yeah, it was like everyone gets to do their big hits.
Seth just kept eating claymores until he was done.
Dude, he took quite a few of those to the face, like for real. Like, I mean, purely just like odds and ratio. Like, the more claymores in a match, the higher chance you're going to get kicked in the head.
Yeah,
and he took it like a champ.
So yes, and then Drew McIntyre wins, pins Seth Rollins, and then spends. Oh, also the brilliant thing of Drew McIntyre live tweeting in the match, saying "bored at work, lol."
Oh my god, that was so funny.
And then going back and tweeting it later with the word just "fuck."
So just like, that is exactly what I want from modern era wrestling. Like, it's that shit that you get to play around with that adds another level onto it.
Yes.
100%.
And
he's cooking. He's having so much fun.
He's doing some of the best character work in WWE at the moment.
Yeah. The lap dance for CM Punk. Well, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about CM Punk on the commentary.
Yeah, CM Punk and commentary who equally hates both these men.
Yeah.
And
in the parade, as Seth is the parade's coming through, and he's just like, what am I expected to work with this? Like, what am I meant to say?
And so just Drew gloating, holding the title up in front of Punk, just shit talking to Punk, and then turning around and Punk taking him out, taking the brace off and hitting him with the brace was awesome. Seeing as Drew spent this whole feud with Seth again, talking about how he's going to lose.
So he's focused on CM Punk.
He's so focused on, like, Seth was so focused on Roman and Rock, whereas Drew lost it for the exact same reasons. He was too focused. He couldn't get over CM Punk. It cost him the championship. He held the title for a total of 5 minutes and 44 seconds.
Brilliant.
And Damian Priest cashed in and won the World Heavyweight Championship. It was very funny. We tripled the holders of the championship in one night.
Yep.
So yeah, I was so happy for Damian Priest.
Oh, 100%. Like this, they also had that. I don't know about you, but it had this magical moment for me where so much had happened across that entire opening of the match that they had me so distracted with everything going on that I completely forgot about the Money in the Bank.
Oh no, never. I knew they were doing this.
No, it had been so long, and I was just like taken up in everything that was happening. And then when Damien's music kicks, the people I was watching it with, because I didn't get to watch it live, unfortunately, and join you guys. But when I was watching it later on in the evening, oh no, this was night 2, so. Yeah, watching it later anyway, and watching it with them, they were like, what's going on? What's happening? And they didn't know about what the Money in the Bank was, so I had to kind of explain it while I was also very excitedly just wanting to watch what was happening.
Yeah.
And yeah, good on Damien, man. Excellent work. I'm so excited for him to like lead going forward.
So next up, we had the Pride, which is Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford with BFAB, fighting the Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross, Akeem, and Razor, with Scarlett and Paul Ellering. This was a Philadelphia street fight, where they announced Snoop Dogg on commentary and Bubba Ray Dudley as a special guest referee. This match.
So. Okay, yeah, you go.
I was gonna say this match is exactly what it needed to be. It was just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had written this match off as okay, we can skip this one. Like,
Yeah.
I was so ready to just be like, especially when we weren't watching it live. I was like, we could probably just go through this one. And as I was about to skip forward, they were like, it's a Philadelphia street fight, and I was like, oh, okay, no, this will actually be quite fun. And then when it just kept adding on to it for me as someone who wasn't keeping up to date exactly on what it was and what was happening. Like, so all of a sudden we got Bubba Ray Dudley and we got Snoop Dogg, and it's just like, oh, this is a blast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Had a really good spot in there with Montez going over the
Almost
pole?
taking out the turnbuckle to almost taking out the barricade.
Oh my god, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad oh man, when I realized that the table spot was their ending spot, my heart
fucked
broke
it.
for them.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Bobby
so
didn't
surprised.
Bobby didn't put his table up properly.
Yeah, and he almost didn't do it again.
Yeah.
When they were setting it up again, you watch the table leg and you're like, no, not again.
And they fix it, thank God.
Oh man.
But yeah, that was a fun match.
It was fun. I couldn't give less of a shit about the New Testament, but
No,
whatever
the
they're
Final
called.
Testament.
The New Testament.
The Karrion Kross needs to rework himself because he's got potential. He just needs to figure out what he wants to do.
Yeah, he was good. Like, it really, I don't know. It felt like in all of this where it kind of feels like, new era of WWE and all this stuff. Like the whole like cult Final Testament stuff really feels like an aspect of the old that we can kind of move away from. But I don't know.
Moving on, we had LA Knight versus AJ Styles match. I thought this match should have had a stipulation, to be honest, but this one felt like a blood feud. And it was really cool watching them watching straight away AJ Styles having a new song, by the way.
He's fully changed up his whole deal. Hey.
Yeah, came down absolutely sprinting to the ring to get the match started.
That was fun. It actually caught me off guard. I was like, oh no, that's right. That they are leaning in. These two fucking hate each other.
Mm-hmm. I thought this match was great. LA Knight looked great in this match. This was clearly a match just to show off LA Knight and make him look awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he's obviously so over, but like he just continues to be fantastic. Man, he can sell Slim Jims left, right, and center, and he's still fucking great. Like,
So he ended up picking up the win against AJ by stopping the phenomenal forearm by hitting the ropes and then hitting him with a BFT and then getting the win.
Yeah. It was kind of exactly what it needed to be.
Next up, we have the triple threat match for the WWE United States Champion between Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. I really like the entrance for Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in this one.
Their entrances were great.
You had the reversal now of Sammy being there for Kevin, going to his match, but then you had Kevin in the golf cart and backing up to pick up Randy and bring him down.
And then fucking flying down there and Randy being like, Jesus Christ, slow down. You had Kevin and Randy kind of starting off with like a bit of a handicap match against Logan, beating the shit out of him. Yeah.
Then Randy tries to RKO Kevin Owens and they just get on with a triple threat.
Yeah. Shout out to KO's gear because that shirt was fantastic and those ECW shorts so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shirt was hilarious. Had no people I was with popped off at the reveal of who was in the Prime bottle. I have no
Speed?
fucking clue who that is.
Yeah, he's a streamer.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's a YouTube streamer or something," and they were all like, "Holy shit, it's ISO Speed!" And I was just like, I don't know who that is. But man, did he take an RKO?
I think Randy was pissed off with him legitimately. I think he pushed Randy harder than he was meant to, or he wasn't even meant to touch Randy. But he
fucking
shoved.
Sparta kicked him.
He
Oh my
Sparta kicked him
God.
and then aggressively put him in an RKO.
Yeah,
Which was fun, and also barked at him, which was great.
Oh my God, yeah, that was funny. The incredible RKO in midair.
The pop-up powerbomb to the RKO was great.
Oh my God, that was so good.
And then obviously you had Logan winning by taking advantage, throwing Randy out the ring, and then frog splashing Kevin Owens to pin and get the win.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Logan's he did his swanton bomb into a frog splash
Yeah.
on both of them. That was man, he continues to just be
He's great.
He's really good.
He's full-time now too, which is awesome.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm very happy to hear that because I think this is just what he should be doing.
Mm.
Like, I get that he's a big celebrity in his own right with his everything else, but like all the Prime stuff was great. The hydration station and everything was always funny whenever they referenced it. The logo in the middle was not distracting whatsoever. I mean, he's doing a really good job. And now, oh my God, him with A-Town Down Under is going to be truly insufferable.
Yeah.
They're going to be so annoying. That'll be great.
Yeah, so I thought the Prime logo was actually fine. It was
I thought it worked.
It being just black and white. I thought it looked fine.
I'm very glad it wasn't in color. I think then it would have been a bit much, but yeah, I thought just the black outline was great.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're all good.
Yeah.
Because then that led us to Bailey and Io Sky.
Yes, what a match. This was one of my
Great.
favorite matches.
Great match. Did such a good job. Did not understand the whole Egyptian angle, and like they explained it afterwards, and I kind of read up on it, but like I feel like it's a bit too niche in terms of like the park with the Egyptian museum in San Francisco or whatever. Like it kind of felt like one of my friends was like, "Oh, is she Egyptian?"
So
I was like,
no, she was dressed as the Egyptian goddess of rebirth, and
okay,
kind of being like her. This was her, like, I don't know,
this is her
rebirth.
her
This
new
is
era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm super happy for her. She 100% deserves it. She's doing great work. Yeah, I was just like, okay, sure, this is fine, good for her. But yeah, they had a great match.
Yeah, there was one spot in particular where Bailey went to do a finisher onto Io, and Io countered and just jumped out of it.
Yes, that was great when she went into a bit of a handstand and flip.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
So, yes.
Yeah, they were really good, and they built up really well. All the hype packages beforehand, I thought did a really good job. Some were a little hit and miss, but like overall, I thought
the Jey Uso and Jimmy one was awesome. I thought that was such a great.
Theirs was brilliant. You could show that to anyone ever, and they would completely understand and get everything that was going on, and they would love it. Because immediately you're just like, oh my God, there's so much history that's boiled up to this. I thought all the production stuff was fantastic. I thought they did a really good job overall. But yeah, hey, glad Bailey got the win.
Very much so. Now we got the Bloodline Rules match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. This was Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, accompanied by Paul Heyman,
whose title is now
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame, the wise man, Paul Heyman.
Yeah, Yep.
Oh, Samantha Irving. Oh my God, how have we not mentioned Samantha Irving?
Yeah,
yet?
she was incredible all night, all weekend.
Oh my God, all weekend, just brilliant. My friends absolutely fell in love with her and immediately followed her on Instagram after, so that we didn't get spoilers.
Also, must mention that Paul Heyman also goes by special counsel to the tribal chief.
Yes, as special counsel to the what is it? As special counsel to the tribal chief,
The wise
Hall of
WWE Hall of Famer,
WWE Hall of Famer,
the wise
man,
Paul
Paul
Heyman.
Heyman. Brilliant.
No, so this what I loved about this match was that we got just a classic, almost 5 out of 5 match to just before any shenanigans happened.
I was so shocked.
These two went out, and we had some finisher stealers with Roman hitting Cody with a crossroads, and then Cody hitting Roman with a spear.
Really fun.
Yeah,
I was shocked at how much wrestling was happening.
There was a lot of wrestling.
I was so impressed. The fact that we got like over halfway through the match in the end, and they were just actually delivering on really good wrestling.
Yeah. They were just
I was
fun.
expecting way more shenanigans from the start.
I like Cody bringing out the table than Roman putting the table back.
Oh, that was a great spot. Oh, him just being like, nah, that ain't happening.
I felt like it was Roman was having his last matches in the ring because he was doing a lot of his Roman stuff that we love. Him talking shit, him in the ring, addressing the audience. He was
firing on all cylinders. He was doing a great job of exactly what he needed to do. I truly during this match, I wasn't sure if we were actually going to finally get the end of.
No one was.
Roman
This
Reigns.
was so unpredictable. This match.
Oh my God, it was just. I was on absolute tenterhooks. Like I was jumping out of my seat at every moment. I couldn't believe it. I mean, then we get to the shenanigans. Shenanigans begin to ensue.
Yes, first we have Cody about to hit 3 crossroads, and Jay comes out and super kicks him.
Bam, super kick doesn't matter anymore, but it's fine.
And then you had Jay come out and
with his music popping off.
And you had Jay spearing Jimmy off the ramp through tables.
So good.
Which was awesome.
That was again those 3 minutes.
Then
better than their whole match.
Yeah. And then the match went on a bit longer. And then
wrestling happened.
More wrestling. Cody was about to hit the 3 crossroads again. Then Solo
with a big thumb
came out and spiked Cody just before he was about to hit the 3rd crossroads. And then what happened? Just as he's about to... Oh, so then actually Cody kicks out of that.
Yep.
And then
it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe he kicked out of the Samoan spike. Incredible.
Yeah. And then John Cena rocks up.
Man, the crowd
hits
they
Roman
went nuts
with an attitude adjuster, and then puts Solo through a table with the same move.
Yeah,
awesome.
Through the Spanish announcing table.
Yeah, and then you had The Rock come out, and we got the stare down for thrice in a lifetime. You had the rock bottom John Cena.
Oh.
And then The Rock was about to start whipping Cody with the Mama Rhodes belt again. And then the lights cut out, and we heard the Undertaker's music hit, his bell.
I was so loud. I was shouting so loud, and
then
my friends were like, "Shut up! Our neighbors are going to be so pissed."
And then the Undertaker chokeslammed The Rock, and then disappeared.
Yep. Oh, perfect! Exactly what it needed to be.
Well, it was actually meant to be Stone Cold, but they couldn't work out a deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was hearing rumors beforehand that it was going to be Stone Cold. Oh, okay.
It would have been better. I actually think it would have been better, but I'm not complaining of what we got.
Oh, not complaining whatsoever. The pop would have been about triple.
The glass break would have been the glass break happening, and then Stone Cold coming out, hitting The Rock with a stunner, and it also just makes more sense considering The Rock and Stone Cold's history.
Yeah, they had such a big feud. Yeah.
But it makes enough sense to me. Roman was the last person that Taker lost to at Mania.
Yep.
So
Yeah, everything story-wise still made a lot of sense. It was like, especially afterwards as well, like when everyone came out to celebrate.
Actually, before Taker came out, the Shield's music hit. And
Was that before?
Yeah, so before Taker, so the Rock standing there, then the
Oh my
Shield
God.
music hits, and then
That was great.
Yeah, and I almost thought Dean Ambrose was coming out.
I did too. I was so like, because I'm not up to date on anything AEW or anything. I was like,
if that man wasn't the biggest AEW guy, I thought it would have happened. But he's so AEW.
Yeah, but part of me was like, because at this point it was starting to feel like anything could happen. Like it really, really felt, and I was starting to think, I was like, man, WWE is really coming back into its prime.
Where's Logan?
100%. But like a part of me was like, are we getting back to the Attitude Era where they're gonna start stealing people? Like, and oh man, part of me was there, but then it was just great getting Seth coming out in his gear.
So yeah, Seth came out in his gear. Roman stopped that quickly and took Seth out. Seth ran in with the Shield gear, the hair, and the chair, and ran into the ring.
The hair as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Got taken out, left the chair in the ring.
Yep.
And then obviously Undertaker came back, chokeslammed Brock, and then it was just Cody, Roman, and Seth in the ring. Roman in the middle, Cody on one side, Seth on the other, and Roman picks up a steel chair. And this is when WWE, this is truly felt like, it just felt like the finale of wrestling.
It did, didn't it? Because it really felt like all of this stuff from the past decade.
This is 10 years of shit that they cooked in this match.
It was.
You had Roman,
then obviously the celebration afterwards. It really felt like the grand finale.
It felt like that's it. That's wrestling. Wrestling's done.
I was expecting end credits to roll.
And you had Roman in the middle of the ring with a steel chair. He can finish Cody and win and keep his title. But then he looks at Seth Rollins, the man who betrayed him with the Shield. Same thing, hit him with the chair.
Yeah.
And he just he couldn't let it go, and he wanted his revenge.
Anger. Yeah. And it boiled over.
He wanted his revenge, and he hit Seth with the chair. And he went to go hit Roman with the spear. He went to go hit Cody with the spear. Cody countered it into 3 crossroads and ended it. And
I couldn't
1,
believe
2,
when
3.
it hit 3.
Yeah, it was one of the best moments in wrestling. Probably the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time.
100%. Like as someone who hasn't been glued into it over the last basically decade and has only really been catching up on like the key storytelling moments which they like wrapped up with a fucking bow and fed to you covered in chocolate. They did such a good job with nailing everything that they had to pull together, and man, it was just so fun.
And then at the end you had Cody being held up with the championship by Jay and Sammy and everyone in the ring. You had Randy, you had CM Punk, you had LA Knight. I just want to say, them putting LA Knight in that ring at the end with all of those people shows you how much they are behind that man. To put him, because
you look at everyone in that ring and you're like, man,
CM Punk, Triple H, Sammy, KO, Jay, like,
and they got LA right there.
Yeah,
it's just like, yep, they know what they've got.
100%. And it was just such a beautiful way to end it.
Him grabbing the mic and calling out the behind the scenes guy and Triple H.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard and Triple H coming out.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really did feel like the end credits roll and we're done. All right, that was WWE, everyone.
And then there's footage comes out of Roman and Paul hugging on the top of the ramp, embracing each other. There was a really great, because I really wanted a moment where Roman got his flowers, because that man carried the company through COVID.
Yeah.
So he deserves everything.
I cannot imagine trying to be the main event of a live performance company that can't perform live
in front
anymore.
of he
Like-
carried them through COVID. It was and then today on Raw they did an opening. You'll see it when you watch it. But
Yeah.
during the opening thing where they're kind of talking about what happened the night before, Cody's out there. There's just the crowd gets into a massive "Thank you, Roman" chant.
Oh,
I almost wish
nice.
Roman was there on there to witness it, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that was beautiful, and I think Roman deserves his flowers.
Yeah, very much. I did see a great video of a kid crying their eyes out because the entire time that they were like 2 when Roman became champion, and they were watching WWE as a 2-year-old.
Well, it's
And-
weird. It's actually weird for me because, I mean, I watched WWE heaps as a kid.
But
we grew up.
back into it.
But fully coming back into it after WrestleMania 38, where Roman won both the titles and became the undisputed champion. So for the last 2 years, when I've been watching
It's
full
been
time, Roman's been the champ. So this is really such a strange time for me coming into now watching full time again and having a new champion.
It's a massive shift. Like, and
It was a new era.
It adds even more to the whole new era thing.
They have their own new introductory logo.
The new intro, I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the universe. It's the WWE universe, baby.
It is.
But yeah, I enjoyed it so much. I haven't done this before. I went and watched the press conferences.
Oh yeah, they were long.
They were long, but they were good.
The night one press conference was the best. With with Roman kicking out that reporter,
that was a great spot.
Yeah.
I assume that was. I hope it was improvised because that's really fun.
It is fun. Paul
But
Aiden,
like,
if it's
yeah.
true.
Oh, Paul just will not shut up, and he's
Yeah.
fantastic. But yeah, that was another
Overall-
one where it was like the chemistry between Jade, Bianca, and Naomi was fantastic.
Roman and Cody have such great chemistry in the ring.
Oh, just brilliant. And yeah, Stephanie McMahon.
Coming back, she's back now.
Oh my god. Triple H at the press conference saying, "How good does my wife look?"
Yeah.
That all of it. It just really felt like, man, it actually feels like there's real positivity and
Well,
yeah,
we're
as
in a
everyone's
new
been
era.
saying, the new era. And I'm so on board for it.
And wrestling
okay.
is cool.
Very quick question. How much did you and Michael and everyone pop off when Vanessa Hudgens was in the crowd?
Yes, pregnant Vanessa Hudgens was great. Twice, 2 nights in a row, we got to see her.
Yep. She was there. It was great fun. Good for her. T-Pain on the second night.
Yeah, my favorite was 2 Chainz. Them announcing that 2 Chainz was there and not giving him his own little graphic. Everyone got one,
Yep.
but arguably the most famous one didn't get one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, sure, that's fine. Now this guy from the 49ers can get it.
Them announcing Lil Wayne as the greatest rapper of all time, and then him absolutely
Oh.
having the worst introduction, having the
Bombing.
worst. Oh my god, it was so funny.
It was embarrassing, and it was just like, I cannot believe that this is what's happening right now. And it didn't help that it was then the Jimmy and Jay fight.
Yeah,
So it was just like, oh man, they really whiffed the whole lot here. But
they fucked up.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm so back in. Like
Wrestling's cool.
I was back in, but like it actually now feels again. And like my friends who have only like just gotten into it, and this was their like second big event. Like they watched Elimination Chamber with me, and then we watched WrestleMania, and they were just like, I'm so in, like 100%. It's so fun and so good, and I can't wait to see what they do next. But yeah, I could ramble on about this for way longer, but this has been such a long episode.
I know.
We lost to Michael. Chris is asleep.
I don't know what Chris is. Chris,
I'm here. I've been
Oh
listening.
my god, you're still here.
Few moments, Maya's perked up.
Whoa.
Speed was there. Found that pretty funny.
yeah, Speed was there.
Speed fought, sounded like.
No, he got RKO'd. He pushed Randy Orton.
You got to watch the
And
clip.
that was choreographed, or that was he just
If-
started
What-
fucking with
I
shit?
felt like he just pushed him, man. I really felt like
Yeah,
Steve
I
just
feel
went
like
off.
him.
I feel like he was meant to get RKO'd. I don't think he was meant to get kicked.
No, I feel like the kick.
That felt a bit too real.
Yeah, he got booted.
Chris, if you know
Okay.
who this guy is, I recommend going and finding the clip because you get to see him absolutely eat shit. And he's dressed as a
Right.
prime bottle.
Of course. Yeah. Cool, dude.
That was in our discussion, wasn't mentioned at all.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like we should preface he is dressed in a prime mascot bottle.
As a prime bottle. Yeah.
It's very fun.
Very speed.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Well,
But yeah,
Yeah.
Good
so,
talk.
so the
Wrestling.
Rock,
goddamn.
the Rock was good, Chris too. If you like the Rock,
Yeah.
I know of The Rock.
it felt like honestly though on Raw he announced today that he's going away for a bit because he's got to film a movie now for A24.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But he
like,
said he's going to be back. And do you know what it felt like? You remember in Simpsons, when they wrote Poochie off the show, and he goes,
does it
"I
really
must."
feel like
Yeah.
that?
He's like, "I must go back to my planet now."
My home planet.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Cardboard cut out.
Oh my
floats up.
god. I can't wait to watch that. Just I'm gonna picture that in my mind as I watch it. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. But he said, I mean, he fucking
he's coming
owns the
back.
company at this point.
He told Cody he's coming back for him, title or not.
Ooh, nice.
So I think
That's
that's our SummerSlam match.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Mm.
Man.
Well,
oh,
we did it.
man.
Wrestling's over, by the way. We finished it.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
kind of like, I
done.
feel like Endgame, you know, where like if you wanted to
It
stop
does-
watching, if you wanted to stop watching wrestling now, like that's okay.
Yeah. It's Endgame, and people can just jump off the MCU now. You don't have to watch everything. It's the same thing in comics at the moment. Like comics, we're constantly saying, "Oh, this is a great jumping on point. This is a great jumping on point. New number one, new series. This is a great jumping on point if you want to jump on board." For a lot of old collectors who have been reading and collecting for many, many years, those are all jumping off points. This feels like it's probably a jumping off point for some older WWE fans. But at the same time, it's really fucking good. So maybe they stick with it. So yeah, very excited for the future. It's going to be a fun year. Goddamn, can't wait.
Wrestling is
Backlash
cool.
in France.
Yes,
That'll be fun. Ho, ho,
French
ho.
wrestling? France
French
wrestling?
wrestling.
They've got their next like 6 PLEs or 7 PLEs. All of them are into international but one.
Damn.
Yeah, they've got
Cool.
France, Backlash in France, Money in the Bank in Montreal, or Toronto,
Oh,
one of
nice.
them in Canada. They've got Bash in Berlin. They've got they announced King and Queen of the Ring in
Yes.
Saudi. And then they've just got SummerSlam in Cleveland. So that's the other
Yeah.
one that's in America.
Goddamn.
So yeah,
Oh, those will be fun.
so a lot of internet. They're doing it,
Cool.
man. They're going international. They're
Triple H was talking big time about how big they are going.
they'll come back to Australia.
He talked. Everyone was talking really positively about Australia.
Yeah, because it worked out really well for them and the government.
Yeah.
Bringing all that money into Perth, and then like UFC, and they're owned by the same company now. So like UFC's already coming back to Perth this year in August.
Yeah.
So
I think we're at the point that next time they come to Australia, I think I'm gonna have to go. 'Cause,
yeah,
like, I
they might come
wanted
to Adelaide.
I wanted to with Elimination Chamber, but like I was still pretty fresh coming back into it. Now I'm 100,000% in. So
Yeah.
Oh well, we can look forward to that. Thank you for joining us for an incredibly long episode of Millennial Movie Talk, a movie, TV, and WWE podcast. It's been great fun having you here. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I was really shocked at the jump scare of Chris still being in the chat.
Where do you
So-
think I went? Where would
I don't
go?
know. I thought you might have just completely just left. So,
I definitely didn't like bake some party pies.
Yeah,
do
I was
a
about
bunch
to
of
say
dishes.
you went. Yeah, you went off.
it was a solid like half hour, 40 minutes.
Did you
Yeah.
notice Michael left?
I did. I was in the room when Michael left. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I can't wait to see the waveform of Chris's audio.
Yeah.
We start talking about wrestling, and then it's just a solid line for half an hour. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Leave a review on your podcast service of choice. Subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz. Yeah. Man, I'm going to go watch Raw. Thank you very much for joining us. And as always,
I'm Alex,
I'm Braden.
And I'm Christian.
and we're out of here. Goodbye, everyone.
Whoa.